Harry, come on, shake your body, baby. Do the conga. I know you can't control yourself any longer. Feel the rhythm of the music getting stronger. Don't fight it till you try it. Do the conga beat. This is official Andy book to the Marvel Universe Master Edition 23, featuring, well, can we quickly get past the cover? I'm going to try and look away as I tear them out. I like the blind bag aspect of not quite knowing what's inside. I know 5 characters are definitely in here, but the rest aren't exactly known. Well, 6 now. John Carter here was unavoidable. He was the first one. I think when, or if, I am ever done with every issue of this series, I might get someone to shuffle all the profiles into 36 sets, completely random, and then do them all again and see what I get. I really enjoy the excitement of getting characters and filling out teams, or having something else for my little collection, like a character who I really want. John Carter is not such a character, although he does present a handy reminder for me to review Fantastic Force 162 this week. That's the other good thing about looking at Andy books on here. Prompts. Fucking yes. Next we have Batroc, proud member of the Bat family. Love Batroc, one of my favourite Captain America villains. Nay, one of my favourite villains altogether. Here is the reverse for Batroc. Louise Simonson right here. You might remember I am doing a continuing story with these, and I have some bad news. I have decided to not do that anymore. As a story, I feel it was a bad model, because all that ever would happen was constant escalations. A new character or team shows up. That is not a story arc, that is a catalogue. However, I will still bring out the other cards at the end and put together teams. And one subscriber, Steve-O, or maybe Stevo, I'd imagine Steve-O, he suggested I talk about what characters would feature in my famous crossover, SeaWorld Attacks 2, Fairyland Attacks. And there is one actually coming up on that front. Here is Luke Cage's when he was crazy into Mike Tyson. That is so inappropriate, if you're wondering. I knew she was in this, and I am using editing there. I've not spoiled every character in this for myself off screen. I knew Luke Cage's was in this because he was the main one on the cover. And I know she and the other Avenger who are in this, as well as our next profile, Chthon, or Chiffon as I stupidly thought his name was for a while. The great thing about this channel is I can pretend it was a joke, that I was deliberately saying his name wrong. But no, I did think his name was Chiffon, and that was because Wasps mistakes it for that in Avengers 187. I thought I was being super smart by referring to one line of dialogue, but I never took Wasp's dialogue to be what it was. Wrong. This is a character that probably would factor into Fairyland Attacks because of the history of Set the Serpent God. Chthon and Seth were the original evils born on Earth. They and Mother Nature were the elder gods. I'm not sure if Chthon would play an active part, but I think there are many characters with connections to them. Charlotte Witch, Jennifer Drew, Werewolf at 8th. They could factor into the plot. Or maybe I could... Nah. I have an idea for a retcon, and I've had it for ages, and it ties into Charlotte Witch and Chthon. But no, it is too Kurt Busey to jam it in a story first chance I get. Here is the reverse for Chthon. Some recommended reading for Fairyland Attacks, I suppose. Benicio del Toro, another cosmic player. The honest truth is that most of these characters probably wouldn't be in SeaWorld Attacks 2 because they would be so disconnected from the main story that it feels indulgent and pointless to work Benicio del Toro in somehow. If I am struggling to include Benicio del Toro, I would struggle with a character from an alternate Earth. However, oh yeah, actually, fuck. The Justice League do have their connection to the Serpent Art. So yeah, they probably could be incorporated. I think everyone who ever wore the Serpent Art, they are pretty much immediately in the important characters list. But none of the Justice League did actually wear it, except for Batman, who is dead. And therefore we're back to the problem that Green Lantern here is too tangential. I will try and think of how I can get them involved for the next time I get a member of the team in one of these. Falcon Man in his 90s costume, which I think is maybe his best look. I still would change some things about it. I like the open face mask from the Stan Jurgensen design. Pop that on this and maybe give him a better bottom off. The design kind of falls apart at the waist. You need some white on his legs, I think. Another Avenger for our team though. We're getting 2 Avengers this time. There are his stats. I think I have given this character a name before and I don't remember it. But I am 99% confident it will have been Glory Hole. I think this might be able to be worked into SeaWorld Attacks 2. I didn't at first, but now I'm thinking, what if this guy wore the Serpent Art? This is a pretty powerful character. And to corrupt them with the Serpent Art, I think would present his potential in a different light. That could be a pun as well, light. His powers are ultraviolet based. Pinstripe. No fucking chance he is in Fairyland Attacks. Unless... fuck. No, he wasn't. I don't think he was. There was a group of corporate type characters on the Justice League's Earth who each wore the Serpent Art. I don't think Pinstripe was on them. There was Batman, Kevin Bacon from the Bondage Club. Oh, fuck me. Glory Hole's dad, he was on that cabal. Yeah, Glory Hole is definitely getting into SeaWorld Attacks 2. I don't think Pinstripe was on that. The Serpent Cartel, that is what they were called. You saw them in the backup to one of the annuals. Since that Serpent Art crossed over into the main universe, I would have its connections expanded to the mainstream counterparts of those characters. It the Living Colossus. This is a pure Kurt Busey type of character. He loves It the Living Colossus. I would bet money on it. If any of you are able to, please ask Kurt Busey on Twitter if he is a fan of It the Living Colossus, so that when he replies yes, I can say I fucking told you so. Clang. Now, before I even start thinking about his part in the sequel, was Clang even in the original SeaWorld Attacks? Don't really remember. He might have been one of the Seamen villains the Avengers were fighting in their annual. Oh, and the reverse might tell me. No, it doesn't. I think I've got it. Didn't Seaman, when everyone thought he was dead and he was wearing this stupid armour, didn't he beat up Clang on a subplot page? Read some things about Clang. First, he has worn the Serpent Art. That makes him relevant. Maybe the closest thing we have to a main character so far. He also presents a Seaman which allows me to link it back to SeaWorld Attacks, since SeaWorld is kind of not that important when it comes to a sequel based around a war between Set, the Serpent God, and Seth, the Death God. Should probably have established that is the idea of the story far earlier in this video. The other thing with Clang is most of you will not be aware of this because you stopped reading comics long before 2008. But he became a member of the Defenders. He was on Batman's Defenders team. It was Batman, Clang, Satan's Son, and She-Hulks. They were the core of the team, but they also had Atomic Skull from Invader-Az, Steel Man from The Excellent Men, Atlas Man from Thunderbolts, Barney the Purple Mercenary, and some Topher Proust character from Black Panther. If you're not enjoying me not saying much about these characters or these handy books themselves, here is something for you. This is very, very, very funny. We have a profile for Left Winger, one half of a double act with Right Winger. The amazing thing is, even with 13 issues after this, they never do a profile for Right Winger. Mockingbird already gave away her appearance in this. Another Avenger for the mix. I am liking the unusual squad of Avengers we have so far. Fetish Fuel. Oh me, oh my, they really have complicated her boots, haven't they? I cannot justify her appearing in Fairyland Attacks. But until we get Emma Frosties, what else am I going to put on all the smutty variant covers to actually sell the comic? Maybe we can go back to the idea of Set having brides. I don't want to rehash things so obviously, but if part of summoning Set to Earth truly does require the offering of 7 hot women, Fetish Fuel might have a significant part to play after all. However, if I am going to touch on that idea again, I would rather have 7 evil women who are willing rather than brainwashed. Ursula, obviously, Madame Hydra's, Kate Beckinsale from the Bondage Club, the sort of power-mad lunatics that turn me on. Okay, here's one of my favourites that I have gotten so far, Radiation Dude. And thank fuck, because now I finally have a prompt to make my review and begin the Radiation Dude sequence of comics I have had planned since before I was in hospital. Radiation Dude is great. One of the best characters in New Thunderbolts. Here is his reverse, and under significant issues, it does list all of those comics that were out at the time, which feature in my Radiation Dude sequence of reviews. I cannot see him in Fairyland Attacks, unless there is a scene, a cutaway or something, showing China's superhero team reacting to something happening on Earth. And that is where Radiation Dude, in my canon, would be. He is one of China's most visible and renowned super champions. Blah. Saruman. No thanks, not a fan. Silhouette from New Warriors, Knife Splasher's girlfriend. They didn't need to include her crutches on this turnaround, really. This is Annette Bening. When she needs to occupy a body, this is her body. The last batch have had really no place in Fairyland Attacks, which is why I'm getting through them so fast. What are people's thoughts on this guy? Some hate him. Royce Sternum hates him. Others might have some nostalgia for him. Eustace, I think based on this Andy book, I have assembled all 4 comics I am looking at this week. We have Vermin Man, one of my favourite Spider-Man villains, originally a Captain America villain. And that is a story I do want to tell. Captain America encountering Vermin Man again. but it's completely unconnected to Fairyland attacks. Captain America, Vermin Man and Baron Zero, that is the basis for a story there. Baron Zero has been through a lot of evolution and change since the days that he transformed Vermin Man into Vermin Man. And I think it would be worth exploring Baron Zero and what he makes of his past misdeed now. Here is the other side of Vermin Man, his stats and information. And we have, this is the first one of these I have gotten, the original Excellent Men plus Mimic and Dr. X. Nice team shot. And on the topic of teams, let's do some team admin. We have these Avengers. Captain America, The Flash, one of my favourite Marvel characters. She-Hulk, and now Falcon Man and Mockingbird. I kind of like this team because it is very impractical. 2 of them have powers, the rest are at best peak human. I think there's some fun to be had with a team like this though. Cannonballs, fork and fetish fuel are the extent of our Excellent Men. Although maybe we can include the original team now. Also Mimic, he never got a profile in the Master Edition. We have 2 extraneous Defenders members with Luke Cage's and Russia Girl. And She-Hulk's and Clang if you want. I know I have got Hulk and Silver Surfman in other ones, so this is a team we will be building up soon. At the same time though, Velcro and the Cat don't receive profiles in the Master Edition, neither does Slayer Man. Even Doctor Strange and Satan's Son only just barely got them. They are in the penultimate issue. Thunderballs, we have Moonstomp, Fister, Plant Master and Radiation Dude. I would quite like to see the interactions between these 2. Of course there are some others. Bullseye Man obviously. Batrock was on that big team of Thunderballs in Fabio Nicieza's last story. So were all of these. And this is all the ones I have together now. We will get more Fairyland Attack stuff in other issues hopefully. And we will get to flesh out some of our teams. I have fun looking at these, so I give it 7 thumbs up.